Chris Therien here from the skate zone in Voorhees, New Jersey. Flyers players are milling through their lockers and getting a chance to catch up with him as they do their exit interviews, clean out their lockers. And none other than one of my favorites now, Jake Voracek. Jake, we've been together a while now, haven't we, bud? A lot of interviews, buddy. You used to give me those exclusive one-on-ones.
Well, you are one of the best, so.
Thanks, pal. I appreciate that. The season came to an end Saturday night, and for you guys, there has to be disappointment mired in, especially the last week. You guys did not make the playoffs. And the word that goes around, and you guys have been talking about, has been the level of consistency with this group. Is that a fair assessment? If to have had a more level season, especially early, would have provided better results for you, especially the way you played come middle of January through March?
Well, obviously, it felt like last 7 years, we always had to chase. And during the season, obviously, you played, when you're chasing, sometimes it's going to happen, then you're going to end up making. But sometimes it just takes, too much energy, too much, mental preparedness to make the playoffs. And, because we were so bad in the beginning, we missed it out. And if you need to push every single game from basically December on, and you cannot afford to slip up, it's really hard to do. And so obviously the consistency, it's a big part of that. And overall, I think the starts to the games and starts to the season, I mean, it feels like we're talking about it every single year.
Yeah.
And obviously something has to change and to make it better.
You are, this is a big summer of off-season for you guys both as a team. You're one of the veteran leaders on this group. The fall will mark a really special time for you and Radko, who had told me that he will be participating in the World Championships and said he might be bringing a friend along with you. We're not going to announce that because we know there's some restrictions on that, but I heard a rumor that you may participate in that. And something also great for the Czech Republic, next fall will be the Flyers' first game of the year. That's got to be awesome for you. I know just going back to Ottawa, what that was like in my career. So for you to be able to go back in front of your family, friends, it's got to be an awesome feeling.
I think it's still a bit different because for you, when you went back to Ottawa, you knew it was going to happen if you're going to make it to the NHL.
Right.
So you knew you were going to play. For me, I never thought about it. When I was a kid, even when I was, playing 850 games, I never thought I would be able to play the NHL hockey game in my home country. So it's going to be special. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The boys are really excited about that, and it's a great city, it's a great country, and I can't wait to show them around.
It sounds like it's going to be a great time. What do you want to do this summer? What are you going to do with your summer? What do you have to do this summer to come back and have a great 19-20 season with the Flyers?
I'll go to World Championships.
Yep.
I'll bring I don't want to announce. I'll bring my friend with me.
Yeah.
Radko.
Yeah.
And,
you might have said the same thing.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna participate in that, which is in Bratislava, Slovakia. So it's gonna be like basically home atmosphere for us. And I'll get some rest and I'll get on training. And same thing, I'll go to Montreal in July and prepare for the season there.
Jake, always great talking to you. You're one of the more candid guys during the year and someone I've always enjoyed talking to. Thanks very much. Have a great summer and good luck in the Worlds, and we'll see you in the fall.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right. Chris Therien here from the Flyers Skate Zone in Voorhees, and I'm here now with the Barry Ashby Award winner for the 2018-19 season, Radko Gudas. And I can tell you as a former defenseman, really proud of you for the year you had. And I know I've seen, I've followed your career since you've come over here. And the adjustments that you've been able to make to still have a remarkable year like you did and play consistently from day one till right through game 82. You should be commended for it, and you were rewarded with that award. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Disappointing season, and that's kind of the theme we've had as a lot of players pass through. I guess the word you want to use or don't want to use, but what the reality was a roller coaster from the start. How do you assess the team's play, your play through the year, and just take me through what you thought of the season in general?
I mean, obviously it wasn't the greatest start we had, and we're a streaky team, so unfortunately we've been on the worst, on the bad part of it most of the season. But when we start feeling better, we had a little mojo back. I thought we played unreal hockey, and I thought we can get going. And since January we've been pushing it, and I thought we had a real chance of getting in a playoff spot. So I thought we were up there. We were feeling good, and like you said, the roller coaster wasn't really fortunate for us.
When you looked at your body of work, in terms, a couple of years ago, you'd been on pretty much NHL player safety radar on a nightly basis, and you've really curved your game this year. How difficult and how conscious was that of something that you had to really mentally deal with through the course of this year, especially?
I mean, it's never easy.
No.
You know, every hit and guy go down and stays down. I'm like, oh, what happened here now? So, but I think I worked on it in the summer. Made sure I picked the right spots. You know, accidents happen. Like I still want to play my hard hockey and still want to be hitting. So, I just tried to work on that, and it worked out for me this year. So, I was really happy with the result.
The NHL season ends for you now, Radko. But is this the end of the hockey season for you?
No, I'm gonna meet up with the national team within 2-3 weeks, and we're gonna go to Slovakia for the World J. So,
still an exciting time for you. That'll be part of your country.
Yeah, it's close to Czech Republic, so I think a lot of the NHL players that are around here would want to go. And I spoke with Jake, and I think that's what we want to do, and try to extend the hockey season for us.
And in this summer too will be an important one for you in the sense of getting back training. Which will lead up to the Flyers game in the Czech Republic come the fall. How excited are you about that? And what will you do with your summer?
Oh yeah, that was great news when we got the starting in the Prague. I went to the Tampa Rangers games way back, but you know, being part of it, that's a lot for me, and it's really, I think, once of a lifetime opportunity. But you know, I'm gonna go home after a couple of days here. Go to the World Championships, then maybe a little vacation, maybe go see some guys in Sweden, maybe see what the other guys are doing, maybe go see Rafi in Austria too. So I'm gonna spend probably 2 months at home, and then head to Canada to train again in August and get ready for the season.
Like a world traveler, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I love traveling, and my kids are happy traveling with me. So so far it's working for us.
Last for me, Radko. And what do you want to see different for this team come fall?
Win. I want to win. That's the main thing. Hate losing. So whatever we can do to be better and win more games and be a factor in this league, I'm all for it.
You had a heck of a year this year. Congratulations on your award, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall. I look forward to that game as well for you guys. I know how it was like for me to go back to Ottawa to play. I'm sure you're going to feel the very same way, and you deserve it.
Yeah, I'm 50 tickets already deep, so yeah.
Have a great summer.
Thank you.
Thanks. Chris Therien here at the Flyers skate zone in Voorhees. Many players coming through the locker rooms today to clean them out, have their exit interviews with the general manager, Chuck Fletcher. And as we move down the list, very pleased to be joined by an Ottawa native and the captain of the Philadelphia Flyers, Claude Giroux. G, how you doing, first of all? I mean, it's a tough way for the season to finish like that, knowing you're done with a few games left in the season and there would be no postseason. How much does that wear on you as the captain and the leader of this team?
It's disappointing, you know. Especially when you feel we have a good team, and you know, we showed this year for half of the season, maybe during the middle of the season, we played some good hockey, and knowing that we have that potential, it's frustrating to finish the season early.
You guys had a lot of, through the times where there was a lot of disarray at times and a lot of a roller coaster is a word a lot of the players have used today. There's been a lot of good things too that have happened. It looks like you found your franchise goaltender for the future. A lot of guys have taken steps. Sanheim, Provorov continues to develop, Oscar Lindblom, Patrick. To you, that's got to be encouraging to know that the younger crew of kids that are coming along are going to be there for you to help you as your career moves on.
Yeah, I mean, we're building as a team. The younger players are getting older and they're getting experience, and you know, we're definitely going the right direction. That's obviously a positive right now. But with everybody kind of getting better, we got to get better as a team, and you know, pretty excited about next year.
You guys will be a busy summer, I would assume. Chuck Fletcher will make some changes. There'll be probably some new faces come in here in camp. What does your summer look like for you in terms of, will you be participating in the World Championships? Obviously you're gonna be welcoming a new member to your family. That's the most exciting thing. I know that from experience myself. But what is in your cards the next 4 or 5 months before camp opens?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how the team's gonna be looking, but we have a lot of confidence in our GM and Chuck, and you know, for us, it's pretty simple. Go back home and go back to training, and that's the best thing we can do.
And for me, the last thing is when you get older in this league, what do you learn? What is something you've learned as you turn 30 and you've really become a mature player now? So anything that's really stuck out that you didn't realize maybe the first 6, 7 years in this league?
I mean, it's every year. That's a good thing. You keep learning, and I think Jaromir Jagr is the one that told me when he was 40 years old. He told me that he still learns every day. So it's important to keep getting better, stronger, and keep getting better as a player.
Gee, I know I'll be wearing on you a lot this summer, but looking forward as well to that first game opener in Prague this year. A couple of your teammates are there. Have a great summer.
Right.
Look forward to it, and thank you for all you do for us during the year.
Thank you.
Chris Therrien here at the Flyers skate zone in Voorhees. My guest, this man right here, Travis Konechny. Travis, end of the year here, I know it gets tough sometimes because the season didn't end the way you guys wanted it to, but you reduplicated your goals total, 24 goals again. You did that in the last game of the year. Really quick, take us through the year. It was a lot of a roller coaster ride. It was a tough start, a great stretch after New Year's, and then kind of a disappointing finish. But that was basically because out of the playoffs. Tell me your assessment of the season for you personally and for this team.
Yeah, I mean, roller coaster is definitely a good way to put it. Like, I mean, we went through a lot of ups and downs as a team, and the change of management and the coaching staff. I mean, I don't know if a lot of teams go through that mid-season. It's tough, and the way we rebounded and came back from that, and I mean, we did have a 10-game losing streak, but then we also came back with like a really good winning streak. I don't know how many games, but
I think it was 8, but there was a lot. I mean, it felt like you didn't lose for 2 months.
Yeah, so we played a lot of good hockey. I mean, the team was just competing the whole year and doing everything we could to try and claw our way into the playoffs, and we just came up a little bit short. So.
What do you guys look forward to next year? A lot of things, good things, even through the, as you get mired through a disappointing ending of the season, a lot of good things happen for you guys. Carter Hart, a lot of guys' progression. You've continued your development. Is there a lot more positives to look forward to than perhaps the negatives that we saw through most of the year because not making the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of positives that we could look at. I mean, like you said, Carter Hart had a great opportunity this year to step in, and I think his future is going to be pretty bright for himself and our team. But I also think, like, for guys like Phil Meyer and Freeds last night, like, being able to have players come in and get games and get opportunities because we're out of the playoffs, then it's huge for development and huge for our organization moving forward. When you get those games in for young guys, it's big.
What do your off-season plans look like? How's your summer shape up?
Well, a lot of fishing, golfing, and I'm buying a new house. So, well, hopefully.
It's a good Ontario guy right here. Fishing, keeping things easy. Travis, we will see you in training camp next year. Have a great summer.
All right,
Thanks for catching up, buddy. Chris Therrien here from the skate zone in Voorhees, New Jersey. And I get an opportunity now as the players file through the locker room here to have a chat with them as the season comes to a close. The Bobby Clark Award winner and the Gene Hart Memorial Award winner for the player with the most heart and the team MVP this year, Sean Couturier. Coots, I mean, those are great individual accomplishments. And I know what I've seen you for many years now. Tell me, what is it like to win those awards, yet the team still had a disappointing finish to the season, not making the playoffs?
Yeah, well, it's a great honor, to receive those awards. When you walk in the locker room, the hallways, you kind of see the name of all the winners in the history of the Flyers, and there's a lot of big names. So it's a great honor for me personally, but at the same time, you wish we'd be a playoff team. You wish you would have win it as a winning team, and sometimes you probably would have rather sacrifice those awards and make a push down into the playoffs. So I mean, it's nice in one way, but it's too bad we can't keep playing.
You guys had a lot of players came through. It was a roller coaster type of season. Is that something when you approach next year? I would guess you're a leader on this team now. That would have to be a priority, right? Is finding that level of consistency through 82 games.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're still a pretty young team. Mm-hmm. It's something that I think it's tough as young players. I remember 82 games. Coming in the league, it's long seasons. You go through up and downs. But like I said, we're a young team, and we need to figure it out and be more consistent. You're gonna have up and downs, but it's how you handle the downs and get through them that makes the difference, I think, down the road.
You personally, Koos, last couple of years, you put up some monster numbers, and especially the second half this year. Is that something that, when you look back from your entire career here in Philadelphia, it's come on the last couple of years? Or is it something that you knew that, hey, I'm going to work on my defense first, I'm going to play more in a depth line role? Now you become a first-line center, and the points have come with it. What is the fine line between being that really good defensive player you are and getting the points?
Well, I think it's kind of the role I was given earlier in my career. I came in, we had a tremendous team, a lot of experienced players, established players offensively. Danny Briere, Hartnell, Giroux. A lot of talent. Yager, Jakey, Simi coming in from other teams. So there was a lot of talent. There wasn't much room, for me offensively, and I just kind of took pride in playing my role, being a good, solid defensive guy. You got to find a way to help the team in any way you can, and that's kind of the role I took. I've always kind of believed in my offensive capabilities and still trusted them as the years went on, and finally got the opportunity a few years ago and to show what I could do, and it's worked out ever since.
It's a big off season for you guys. Do you have it? What do you do in the summer? What do you have planned for the upcoming summer?
I don't know. I mean, obviously relax a little bit. Probably go to Worlds here.
You gonna go?
Probably, in the next few weeks. And then go from there. I guess a big summer of training. Getting married this summer. So a pretty busy summer, but I'll be ready. I'll put in the work to be ready for next year.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank
it's a
you.
big step too, and give me about 20 years and come back and let me know how everything's going. All right, Sean Couturier, have a great summer. You had an amazing season, 2 years in a row, and you've been a great Philadelphia Flyer. We'll catch up in the fall. Look forward to it. Thanks. Hey everybody, Chris Therien here at the Skate Zone, and I'm now sitting talking to another guy who's just had an outstanding year, Oscar Lindblom. Oscar, you had a really great season, and to me, it looked like you'd filled a role. You'd really gotten yourself into and made yourself a net front presence type of player. Tell us quickly, I mean, this is your first full year. What did you learn this season, and how important a year was it in your development as a player in this league?
I think I'm just learn. It's a long season, so many games. You have to be ready every night. That's the one thing I learned, and I felt like I have to be better next year. And another thing, there's so many good teams in this league. You have to make your role good, and if you wanna stay in this league for a long time. So I feel like that's what I'm trying to push in through. Like you said, and getting to the net and just scoring those greasy goals. That's where I wanna be, and have that role in the team.
What did you learn the most about this league or yourself playing this past year? What do you feel you improved the most, perhaps?
I think I just improved, everything, really. I felt like I started good, and I had a little dip in the middle there, but I came back at the end of the year, and I felt like I played everything, I played PK and power play. I felt like my confidence was up high lately, and I just felt like just playing good all-around hockey, that's what I want to do, and I want to be a two-way player. So I felt like I got more into that the longer we played, and I felt good in the end here, but didn't make it playoffs. That's where we want to be, and I felt like we have a playoff team, but we just need to get back for next year and really make that push from the start. We can't come back after Christmas and start pushing from then, and it's too late. So we want to be a playoff team. We want our fans to have a playoff team. So
what are your summer plans? What do you do in the summer and in the off season to prepare for next year?
I'm working out with my old team back home. Have a good strength coach there, so he's helped me a lot, and I'm being slowly but more strong. The couple of last years here, so going back and just work on my speed and my shot and all those small things you can improve in your game.
How much excitement do you have for the upcoming season next year?
A lot. Yeah. I feel like I said earlier, I feel like we have a playoff team. We just have to get there. A lot of young guys in the team who can step up next year and make the team better. So, like I said, make that push from the start next year and really push for that playoffs.
Oscar, have a great summer and look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Chris Therrien here from the Skate Zone in Voorhees, New Jersey, and players are milling through the locker room, and I finally get a chance now to catch up with Scotty Lawton. Scotty, first off, how you doing? I know there's a lot of disappointment in the day after like this, and in the season ending essentially a week ago, knowing you weren't going to make the playoffs. That leave a bad, sour taste in your mouth at this point, I would assume.
Yeah, it sucks. I think we dug ourselves in a hole earlier in the year and kind of couldn't come back from it. So it doesn't feel good for us right now, but it's going to be a long summer, and I think a lot of us have to look in the mirror and kind of get better and come back for training camp and be ready.
A lot of guys talking about consistency. You know, too much of a roller coaster. You can't play in a league, professional men's league like that, and expect to have results. But that being said, what goes on in your mind at the beginning of the year? Why does a team struggle so mightily that November and into December, where it was almost hard to get a win at times? And to your credit, and we'll get to that, team rebounded. But by that time, the damage is done.
Yeah, we kind of let it slide once we lost 1-2 in a row, and we let it slide. So I think that's the biggest thing is being consistent throughout the year. If you lose a game, coming back the next night and winning that game, and then we're a pretty streaky team, and we can find ways to win, and we can put winning streaks together. But the big thing is not losing them.
How big is next season, training camp into the start of the year for you guys?
Yeah, it's huge. Like you said, it doesn't feel good. It's a sour taste, and we need to have a really good summer. We have a bunch of young guys coming up, young decor, and we'll see what happens in the summer here. But we need to have a big summer and come into training camp, and we need to have a good start, and that's the bottom line.
Of course, the season opens in the Czech Republic in October. But for you, what do you got planned this summer? It is the off season as well. Guys want to keep in shape. It's a 12-month job now. What do you like to do in the summer? What do you have planned?
Yeah, not too much right now. Might go over to Europe and visit some friends and family and see what's going on over there. But other than that, just work out, golf, and train during the summer. So I'll probably get on the ice a little bit earlier than I would like to, but try and get back at things and get in shape and come back ready for a big year.
You were one of the guys in my eyes watching the Flyers this year, had a very, very consistent season and took major strides. Congrats to you personally, and I know you'll look for better results next year. Scotty, have a great summer, man.
Thanks, Bundy.
Thanks much.
Thank you.
Chris Therrien here at the Flyers Skate Zone in Voorhees, New Jersey, as the Flyers wrap up the season and clean out their lockers and have their end-of-the-year meetings. I've had a chance to catch up with many of the players and get one visit now by none other than Nolan Patrick. Nolan, a couple games missed for you at the end of this year, and I guess it may, perhaps the way the last four went, that may not have been such a bad thing, but through the course of this year, you know, I've had a lot of guys roll through here. The word of the day seems to be consistency, level of consistency, avoiding the roller coaster. Is that a fair assessment of this team's season this year?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it's not the way anyone wanted the year to play out. And, you know, we played some good hockey, and obviously there was stretches that ran on a little too long of, you know, not being able to put together wins. So, you know, I think we obviously have, you know, the tools and dressing room to win games, and, you know, I think everyone's going to be ready to go for the next year.
There's been a lot of positives too, especially with the young guys. Your continued development, guys like Provorov, Sanheim, Konechny, Carter Hart, a story in his own right this entire year. What is that, the youth and the future that you see right now, is it good to you? Do you see a bright, blooming future here in Philadelphia?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, if you look at, you know, Hartsey coming in, he did an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's obviously going to be a star for a while. And the improvement of Sanny's game, I thought he was great for us all year. And, you know, all the other young guys, obviously it's, you know, fun to be a young guy and have a lot of, you know, other guys to play with. So, you know, it's fun playing with them.
How do you, what are you doing this summer in terms of, I know you're Winnipeg native, but do you head back up north, and what do you do with your workout regime?
Yeah, I'm in Winnipeg for most of summer, and I'm at the lake quite a bit too.
You can tell people it does actually get warm there, right?
Yeah, the summers
Beautiful
are great there. Summers are great. So, you know, I'm excited to get back and, you know, have a good summer of training and try to make improvements over the summer.
And what would be the biggest thing from your standpoint, this team? What is the one thing it has to improve as you head into the fall?
Like you said, I think it'd be consistency. I think when we're playing, not many teams can play with us, and we all believed in each other when when we were playing. So for us, obviously, it's just try to avoid those roller coasters, like I said.
There's something to build on as you guys work through the summer and the fall. Nolan, have a great summer.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you come training camp in September.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Chris Therrien here at the Flyers skate zone in Voorhees. As the players travel through and clean out their lockers, they get a chance to stop in here and have a chat with us about the past season, summer and upcoming season. And I'm now with Ivan Provorov. Ivan, first off, congrats on wrapping up the season. I know a lot of disappointment as I've talked to many players coming through here. And the word, you probably elaborate on it a little bit, the word I've heard and hearing is inconsistency. Is that, would you say, going back to this year and even parts of other seasons, that would be the biggest sticking point right now for this group?
Yeah, very much. I think, just the inconsistency is the biggest, problem this year and in the past few years, Too much of up and down kind of feeling, lose 10 and then win 10 in a row,
Yeah.
I think we got to get better at that, or falling behind and try to come back in games. It's hard to do, every time. And I think we just got to get better at, winning, putting a bunch of wins together, and then continue to get better and don't get too high or too low.
You're a guy that's had a lot of success the first couple of years in the league, and not that you didn't have a good year this year, but it didn't really stay up to where you were, especially in year two. Is that something that, I've been in this league, I've played many years in it too, and you know what, I remember I've had years where you'd say, it wasn't quite my year, but I had other years, and you don't know what the reason is. You play big minutes, you like to play a lot of minutes. Is that something, though, that you still have to make an adjustment to as a young defenseman still growing in this league, being able and acclimate yourself to be able to play top-end players every single night?
No, I mean, I've been playing, top minutes, top players my whole life. It took me 15, 20 games my first year just to adjust a little bit. But from that point, I love competing. I love, shutting down the first lines and, making and frustrating the other, top players on the other teams. And then also, playing in all situations, PK, power play, and just overall helping the team in any way I can. And, I remember, last year, starting from January, we were the best team in the league starting January 1st. Then the team played well and everyone looked great. So I think we just got to get to that point early next season and, continue to get better and ride with it.
And lastly, really, you talk about next season, there's a lot of bright spots too. There's a lot of things that have gone on well this year. Travis Sanheim, he increased. You're still a young guy. Carter Hart, Oscar Lindblom, Scotty Law. There's a lot of good things. So what do you do, first off, what do you do this summer? Are you going to go to the World Championships? And lastly is what kind of expectations do you have of yourself and the other young guys next season?
Yeah, I think we've got a great group of younger guys and upcoming players, and the players that have been here for a while and have the experience. So I think we just, all of us have to put in lots of work in the summer, learn from this year. There's different lessons that this year gave us, and come back next year and start and be on the same page starting first day of training camp.
Ivan, have a great summer. World Championships in the cards for you?
We'll see what happens.
You got it. Have a great summer. Look forward to catching up in the fall.
Thank you, and you have a great summer as well.
Thanks, buddy. Chris Therrien here at Skate Zone in Voorhees, New Jersey, as the Flyers players are kind of cycling through their lockers and cleaning them out. We've had a chance to sit down with a few of them, and next on deck here is newcomer James Van Riemsdyk. JVR, you know what? You come back in the off season. This is a place you're familiar with. You've made a home here before. You knew a lot of. You had an insight. You knew what was going on with Philadelphia. Tell us about your year. I know it started off difficult with the injury in the second game of the year in Colorado, but from a team standpoint and a personal standpoint, as quickly as you can, take us for a run through this year.
Yeah, I think, again, obviously any time after you spent an extended period of time somewhere playing for the same coach and with the same line mates, I anticipated having there be some adjustments this year, and you obviously hope for the best, but prepare for that to take maybe a little bit longer. So I think obviously getting hurt when I did right away kind of made that process a little bit longer, and I think again once I kind of got my feet under me and got a little more familiarity with different coaching staff and things, and kind of the rhythm of how they wanted to use me and the different role that I'd be playing. And I think I started to get better and better as the year went on. And I think again as the team had that good run through most of February and March, I thought I was playing some of my best hockey of the year too. And then obviously we came up a little bit short, but definitely it was kind of the year seems like some very distinct periods throughout the year as far as, again, with the coaching change and the kind of response from the team and how we were able to close out the season and stuff like that. So it was nice to get ourselves back in the playoff hunt, but ultimately came up a little bit short.
Yeah, and I mean, that's every team's goal, and there's a lot of ups and downs through anybody's season. And you've been around long enough now in this league. But if there's something you take from this season into next, and there'd probably be a few, but what would be the one main thing that you'd say, hey, we got to be better at this, and this is the only way we can do it to succeed?
Yeah, I think we just need to be much sharper to start the year. I feel like we were kind of a little bit disconnected to start the year as far as again playing within the structure and playing smart within being all on the same page. I would say I think we maybe a little bit too much of again not enough cohesiveness with that. I think again once we started to get some more reps with that, I think as the year went on we started to get better. But I definitely don't think we started quite the way we were capable of this year.
You definitely felt more comfortable yourself on a personal level, though. I mean, you are well beyond a 40-goal pace had you been healthy the entire year. So that has to be encouraging for you, knowing that, yeah, you know what, when time came to score some goals, you were there for the team.
Yeah, for sure. I think, again, you as a player, you want to pride yourself on being consistent. And I think, again, I've tried to do that over the course of my career, just have a good approach and try to, again, have the same product for myself game in and game out. And you just try to prepare the right way and go from there.
Hockey season over for you? I asked this of all the guys because the teams aren't making it, but I'm going to ask you, are you done playing hockey yet, or you still got another tournament in you?
Oh, yeah. So I get a couple-week break here before heading over to Germany with the U.S. for the World Championships, and then we head over to Slovakia after we have a little pre-tournament game there. So definitely excited for that. The chance to play on that stage is always fun.
And what do you do after that, James? You get back, take a little breather. Where do you summer? What do you do with the summer to get ready for next year?
For the most part in the summer, I'm in Minnesota, and I'll be there a bit, and then between training a bit in Toronto, and then I'll be back here in the Philadelphia area as well too. So so it's a good time of year to again make sure you're getting back and prepared and stuff like that. So it's definitely making sure you want to use your time wisely.
Welcome back into Philadelphia. It was great to have you, and have a great summer, and we'll see you in the fall.
See you in the fall.
Thanks, James.
All right.